Going on a scavenger hunt.
Lead on, lead on, lead on, because we're Moorelands Kids. Lead on, lead on, lead on, and we know where we're going. Yeah, we're all here to spread some cheer and help you all to grow. With our HQs and me and you, come with us and you'll know. Lead on, lead on, lead on, because we're Moorelands Kids. Lead on, lead on, lead on, and we know where we're going.
Hey everyone, Jauntzy here. Welcome back to another episode of Moorelands Kids Lead On. This is really exciting because we're actually in our very last week of our habits and qualities, and I got a really fun activity that I'd love for you to join me in doing today. So to begin with, let's go through our habit and quality of the week. Who remembers what this week's habit and quality is? If you guessed care for yourself inside and out and citizenship, then you are absolutely right. So remember that care for yourself inside and out means making sure to get lots of exercise, making sure to eat well, making sure to do things that relax you. A great example of that is one of the things that I've been trying to do while I've been staying inside for all this time is I've been trying to eat a lot healthier, and so my snacks lately have been more fruits than they have been chips and stuff like that. Citizenship means to do your part and to participate in the community, and this activity today is a great way to show great citizenship. So, many of you have maybe heard of a scavenger hunt before. If you haven't, a scavenger hunt is usually where you're given a list of things and you go out and you have to try to find all those things. You can also do it in another way where there's clues and you're going from spot to spot to spot to solve different clues and figure out where you're going. For today's scavenger hunt, I'm going to give you a list of things that you have to find, not by going outside, but instead staying inside and looking out your window. I have beautiful windows here right next to me, and in fact, in just a moment, I'm going to show you a picture of what I can see out my window. But first, let me give you that list of what you need to be looking for and how this works. Now, I'm going to give you a list of a couple of different things I'd like you to find looking outside your window. Some will be easy, some might be a little bit difficult. The most important thing though is I want you to be as creative as possible when you're looking for those things. So a great example is one of the things I might make you look for is the letter L. So you might be looking out of your window and being like, I don't really see anything that starts with the letter L. I don't see a McDonald's that has an L in its name that I could have used. Or I only see, these really tall buildings outside of my window. That is a great letter L. If you have a tall, long building, that looks like an L. And I'd love to hear all about the creative ways that you find these objects. So, the things that I'm going to make you look for, let me just double check. Yeah, it's 3 things that I want you to find. That might seem easy, but they're not as easy as you think. The very first thing I want you to find is a grocery store or some store that you can buy food at. So it could also be a convenience store. It could be, Shoppers Drug Mart is technically a pharmacy, but they also sell food, things like that. I want you to look out your window and see if you can find a store that you can buy food at. The second thing I want you to look for is I want you to look out your window and time 5 minutes. In those 5 minutes, I want you to tell me how many different people you can see outside of your window. Maybe it's only 2, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 20, I don't know. I want you to try to find as many people as you can by looking out of your window. The very last thing I want you to find, and this one I think is going to be the most fun, but it also might be the most challenging, is I want you to spell the word Moorelands. So for those of you who don't know, the way that you spell Moorelands is an M for maybe, an O, another O, an R, an E, an L, an A, an N for Nancy, a D, and an S. That's how you spell Moorelands, and I have a sneaking suspicion that Moorelands is up on your screen right now just to help you. Remember, this is where I said you can get as creative as possible. So if you're looking out your window and you're really struggling to be able to make the letter D, one of the most fun ways to make the letter D is if you're actually looking, because you're downtown and you can see the Sky Dome and the CN Tower. The Sky Dome and the CN Tower together make a lowercase d, because the Sky Dome is the circle of the D and the CN Tower is the long part, the long straight line. Another way you could do it is you could look out your window and maybe you see a basketball net that has a backboard that looks like this. That's just a D on its side. So look out your window and see how many different creative ways you can spell the word Moorelands. Very quickly, just to remember, we're looking for a store that sells food. I forgot to mention restaurants before. You could also use a restaurant. We're looking for how many people can you see outside of your window, and we're looking to spell the word Moorelands. So let's quickly look outside of my window and see what we can see. Okay, so here's what you can see outside of my window. Now, if you look over on the right side of your screen, you're gonna see those big poles, and where the wires connect to the poles, that actually makes an M for Moorelands. So I've already got my M for Moorelands done. I can see both a Shoppers Drug Mart and a Sonny's Food Mart, so I've found my food stores, and I'm gonna, in a moment, start counting people, but I'm gonna see, I also see an O for Moorelands in the Shoppers sign. Both the O in Shoppers, but then also that big blue circle could be an O that I could use to spell Moorelands. That's just a couple of ways that I've been looking out my window to try to find all of those things on the scavenger hunt. So that was really fun to take a quick look outside of my window. Now remember, our habits and qualities this week were care for yourself inside and out, and citizenship. And by doing this scavenger hunt, by looking out your window, an out of the window scavenger hunt, that's actually a really good way to show both of those habits. Right now, I know we've all been inside for most of the day, and we might really wanting to be going outside because it's getting nice outside and it's getting really warm, but we need to continue to practice our social distancing and trying to keep each other safe. So by doing this activity inside, you are showing amazing citizenship because you're participating in what everyone in the city is trying to do, which is trying to keep each other safe. Also, by staying inside, you're keeping yourself safe. You're caring for yourself both inside and out. Going for a walk every day outside, definitely very important still, and you should still try to get out for maybe a good 20 to 30 minutes every day with your parents, but you need to remember to practice that social distancing. So by doing this activity inside, you're actually doing both habits and qualities. I can't wait to hear all of the different ways that you see outside of your window to spell Moorelands. Definitely send those in to us either at info@moorelands.ca or post them on our Facebook page with your parents' help or things like that. I can't wait to see all of you again very, very soon. But for now, Moorelands kids, we out.